Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alvin here. Today's topic, as you click on this video, is going to be a little bit heavy. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, I welcome you back. As I look at my demographic, 30%, 40% of you are aged 25 to 34 years old. The rest are above that, which I'm 40 years old this year. With that in mind, when you guys are looking at my day in a life videos, which I appreciate every single comment on all my videos, I do reply to them, be it, the good and the bad and the ugly and everything in between. I appreciate everybody's concern, and with that in mind, my research on doing this day in a life videos before I embarked on it is one of question marks, I'll call it. Why I say question marks is because as I was looking at the day in the life videos, mostly are female oriented, day in the life videos going about their day. And with that in mind, as if you are not unaware, my watch time from the subscribers mostly are predominantly male because I am a male, of course. So the female aspect is only like 18%, the rest are all male, which is 80%. As with my research, I looked at it, there were quite a few reports from quite a few news agencies like Asian Boss and Channel News Asia who are reportedly showing the youths of our today not happy. Not happy, they claim they can't afford it, especially in a Singapore context because they were interviewing young Singaporeans. And for Channel News Asia, the report was showing that 1 in 3 of the youths of today, aged between 20 odd to 35 years old, they call them youths until the 35. So I'm an old geezer by that standard. That they're having symptoms of depression, anxiety, and everything.
A mental health study on youths in Singapore has found that about 1 in 3 reported experiencing severe or extremely severe symptoms of depression, anxiety, or stress.
I would put it to you that first and foremost, I'm not a health expert. I am not certified to give you any health advice. You should seek medical attention if you do deem yourself as having any depression, anxiety, and I do feel apologetic that you feel that way, but do go seek help for that. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm far from it. Looking at me, looking across all my videos, I'm average. Like literally average. I don't have the mindset back in the day to, save, budget, and invest, which you should be doing in your 20s. I urge you for that. And why do I say that? Because it's something that you ought to be doing, but for the youths, it's a sense of despair, like to give up all hope because there's some, they call it, for Asian boss, they call it income equality or income disparity, or there's an income wage gap. There's something that when they look at other people, they feel very despair, very, very dejected, very sad that why am I like this at this level and people are above me, like on top of me, like in the income ladder, whatever they are doing, and then they are not to that level, so to speak. Let me put to you how I was in my 20s. As with what I shared in my Georgetan's life, I was born into wealth. That wealth portion was kind of given to my family, my immediate family, my mom and dad, through a semi-detached house. There lies the problem. My parents were not rich. They were working class. My dad was in the military as a warrant officer. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and to make ends meet, they were actually, I would term it living paycheck to paycheck. Because as I was young, I didn't know better, kind of sheltered, so to speak. And my parents were very diligent in keeping the family together. My dad has since passed, not due to old age, of course. He passed in the 60s. I believe it was due to overwork. And there wasn't room or any amount left behind other than insurance, of course. The house was sold during the 2008 financial crisis, I'll call it. We had to sell it down because of debt that somehow my family incurred. That one I won't go in greater detail. But all this while when I was staying in my semi-D, I didn't know better. I was, living my days as a youth, just going about my day, buying into stuff. I did have a part-time job, but that was also, my whatever pay I had, I buy into CDs, I buy into albums. I was really into music. I was playing my not really computer games, but my console games like my Mega Drive and everything. Again, I didn't know better. Then when I look across my neighbors who had their fancy cars, and while my dad only had a Toyota in a semi-D house, my neighbors were driving Mercedes and BMW. I didn't really think too much about it because a car is a car. You drive from one destination to another. So it wasn't really much of a deal, to me when I look at things back in the day. I'm not sure about now because I don't have kids. Me and my wife don't have kids. But I can share with you what my wife was back in the day. She was the total opposite of me. She grew up in a 3-room flat. Her parents were coffee shop helpers. That led to a income disparity between, looking at both of us. If we were in this day and age looking at each other, I was just sharing with my wife that she would definitely despise me because why I had it all, so-called, and she had nothing in today's society's context. But what she had going on was, yes, she was looking at other people. Back then there wasn't much social media as prevalent as today. But what she realized that she had to work hard to get out of it, and she did. That's where she got a good paying job. While I wasn't really getting a good paying job because I wasn't clear in what I was going to do growing up. Because I was sheltered and everything. Living paycheck to paycheck, when I got my first job and everything. All this was shared in the podcast also. But what I'm just sharing in more detail is that this is more prevalent right now. And I wasn't really into social media. So that's where my thinking of looking at other people, what they're doing, what can I do better, what I can be despaired in, if you're looking the other way, wasn't really in my mind all this while until I lost my job. That's where I was looking into social media pretty often, mostly in YouTube. And then I came across all these finance YouTubers who, if in, again, this society's context, they made it, like Josh Tan, who is the same age as me. And he's really built a wealth that one can dream of. How he did it, if you look into his videos, he's done it. In age 26, he's already doing a business. While I'm age 26, I think I'm still buying toys and wasting my money, buying into things that have absolutely, in today's context, maybe absolutely no value. I got kind of lucky because my toys had some value. So I put my foot down and then sold most of it. I still have some, as you can tell, over the back of me. And then the lump sum came in, and then I'm slowly building my wealth. I'm nowhere close to retirement, that's for certain. I'm nowhere close to any wealth creation by today's standard. So that's the gist of what I have for you. I can go in greater detail, how my life trajectory has shaped me to this very day. What I'm trying to say is, for the youths of today who are feeling a bit dejected, a bit despair, some even having depression and anxiety. And then when I look at the videos that are out there showing the lives of the youths, the very same youth that they are talking about, somehow there is some of a disconnect. Because when I was doing my research, there are a few weird scenarios that Singapore's context, 30% of you are foreigners. That's a given. Back in the day, there wasn't this case. There is quite a bit of making the point that it's expensive because of two things, which is predominantly more common in other countries, which is, in the context, it's not so expensive. That's why Singapore is one of the most expensive cities in the world. Housing, transport, which is the car that you own. Everybody would love to stay in their own house. For me, again, I was different. I stayed again back in the day, stayed in a semi-D. Then I moved to a bigger HDB. We downgraded, but it was a much bigger HDB. And now, which my mom is staying at this present moment. And then I moved in with my wife in a 4-room flat, which is again got smaller lah. So with that in mind, we are locals. For HDB, at this present age, I'll be frank with you, it is still affordable, much as people want to think otherwise. Why I say that is because it's paid through by CPF if you were to take a HDB loan, be it the BTO or the resale flat route. It's a given. You want to complain and say that it's expensive, you're looking at resale value that's way overboard, that you want to stay in the CBD area or some town area that's... I put it to you, Singapore is so small. Why the hell do you want to stay so enclosed in such an area where everything is so expensive anyway? So anyway, I digress. Our HDB flat is actually one of the more expensive ones. I can share with you, when we first got it, it was through BTO, it was $400 over $1,000. Now, at a context, there are still BTOs out there that command $300 over $1,000 BTOs for 4-room flats. That's how you have to put things perspective. You have to look at how things are and then look at things were back then. And it's how you do with what you have and what you are trying for. I get it. Having said that, when you are looking at all these YouTube videos about all the day in a life videos, it's a bit... When Asian Boss did this video and then telling everybody, first and foremost, Asian Boss, as with any interviews, they must have gone through quite a bit of candidates to ask them for the interview when they're going up the floor, going about in public doing it. And they must have curated it to such a point that they chose these few interviewees to do this video. So you have to bear that in mind, that there is a curation part of it. That means they already selected these few to do it. So it could be skewed. The viewpoints can be skewed to one end of the spectrum because it's just an interview and they left it as that. There's no solution, so to speak. Then you have another subset that's showing all these, videos of day in the life, where I'm just going to take a few snippets of these videos. There's one YouTuber I'll tell you, the window itself is even bigger than me. I call it. I'm 1.8 meter tall and this window is way taller than me. That's how expensive he's staying in. And he's like in his 20s. So that you have to think about it, that his family is well to do. Looking at it, you definitely will feel something, be it rich or poor or rich or broke. Then you have this lady who left her job, but then she can go to Seoul, Korea, and then she stayed in one palace suite in Genting, the following video. Again, when you look at it, you will feel something, Then you have this lady who definitely is not local, staying in Singapore, but she at least is more practical. She's telling you the hard truth that, cafes and restaurants, a meal is $15 to $30 per meal. And then apparently cafe hopping is a thing in Singapore, which for me as a 40-year-old and then getting older, I don't really understand. But again, I digress. It's a thing with y'all, mostly the young ladies. That one I give it to you, but it is expensive, $15 to $30 per meal. And if you go every other day, it's going to add up, right? And then when I was looking for more male-oriented day in a life videos, and then you got this gentleman who is doing his self-employed video. Again, looking at his house, looking at his cats, 2 cats. The cats or pets. You have to upkeep the pet. It's expensive. So he has 2. So I'm not sure how that's calculated. So again, when you look at it, you will feel something. Whether good or bad, you'll feel something. I can go on and on and on, to be very honest. There is so many day in the life videos that you can go through. And then there's the opposite spectrum of, when the youths are making a point that they are not doing good, they feel that they can't afford anything in Singapore. Then you have this subset of individuals that are doing some financial, part of the YouTube side of Singapore. Demi Chuang, Xuan Kai, and Lisa, who was thrust into doing this finance because of a life predicament. All these technically have $100,000 in them before they're 30. So they must be doing something right. You get my drift. I'm not telling you that things that are not facts. It's all on the internet. So anything is on the internet must be real, right? So where am I getting to with this video? Me, when I was now going on my journey to be more financial free or financially stable, I can't call myself financially free because to start late, God knows how free or how good I will be, and when I hit my 60s and everything. But like I mentioned in all my videos, I am now at a point that I'm happy because I know what's at stake to do better in my finance. And if you started way earlier, you have done way better than me. So I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen, that it can feel very bad, very like the world is against you. The world is not against you. So why are you against the world? Yes, income inequality can be there, but that's because it's the skill sets of people that have it going. Like my wife, she studied and she's a real go-getter when she studies, and then she got a good paying job and then she moved out of the ladder. I didn't study, but I know what my skill sets are, and then I work towards it. And then that's why, much as people think I'm glamorizing the 4 side jobs, I'm not, because I know how I can manage these 4, with what I have, and then with the toys that's, trying to buffer what I can do down the road. I know it's tough for people who don't have anything, feel like they don't have everything. This generation of youth, I believe, are much more susceptible to the social media. They should get that, which you do need to do less on social media while doing more on social media. You get my drift? Like for me, I'm on YouTube. I'm technically now a YouTuber, but I don't use social media for my pastime. I use it for research. I use it to gain knowledge. I use it to improve myself and then do videos and then help you guys have some takeaway on it. Whether is it good or bad, at least you're listening and then hopefully it helps you down the road. If you're binge watching, doom scrolling, everything, and then not doing anything for your life, you will feel even more worse as the days goes by. And then that's where, depression, anxiety. I'm not, again, dissing these traits of illness. Again, I'm not a professional. I can't do that. And what I'm telling you is, to get out of it is to do repetition. I've heard of this story that, there's this psychiatrist who was treating a patient. This lady, she was feeling very dejected, and of course depressed. And then it's the little things that got her depressed. When she was probed into us, telling the psychiatrist what was it, she was saying that she had a dishwasher. I mean, this is in American context. In Asia, we wash it ourselves. I mean, of course, if you have a dishwasher, you can hear me out. She had a dishwasher. She go through it one round. The dishes weren't washed properly. And then she got frustrated. She got anxious. She got this depressed because of it. The psychiatrist asked her, so why are you depressed about it? She said, I have to go and buy a new dishwasher. It's going to cost money. It's not going to, it's going to hit her financially. She don't have the money for it, yada, yada, yada. And then that's why she's feeling depressed, and then she's not feeling the way she should be feeling, as a normal human being. The psychiatrist told her, why don't you just do it one more round? And then she mentioned, that's not right. It's not normal. It's not common. It's society will not allow it. It's in the eyes of people. It's just wrong. To rinse it again, do it again. Then the psychiatrist asked her, why not? You and you alone know about it. And if it's hurting you badly and you need it done anyway, just do it again. She somehow took the advice, realized it, dishwash the whole cycle again. It got clean. And then she's happier for it because the dishwashing, yes, it can take more time. But at least the dishes are clean. This story resonated with me quite a bit. It's because for finance, it's a little bit personal because everybody goes through finance very differently. I took a long ass time to get it sorted out for myself, and it's still not sorted out. It's still a work in progress, but at least I'm in a place that I'm happier back in 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So I put it to you who are in life, early on in life, in your career, in your corporate life, if you're feeling dejected, do something about it. You're being hard on yourself when it comes to your mindset, because this scarcity and abundance mindset is also prevalent in this very age of youths who think that everything is a scarcity, everything's against you, everything is bad for you. Like the loop, this is a loop. This, what I tell you earlier about this lady with the psychiatrist, it's a scarcity loop. She had negative, she had poor choices. She chose that this dishwasher was not working well, and she just chose to think negatively. And then she felt the fear of, having to buy a dishwasher. And then she got anxiety because is money coming out? You have to pay for it. Then she made more poor choices. It could be that, God knows, she should be not eating. It spirals downwards. That's why it's called a scarcity loop. Same thing with finance. Same thing with life. If you think it negatively, it will spiral down a negative loop, and then you will not get out of it if you choose not to. The other aspect which some of the people can get out of it is the abundance loop, where you look at people, like be it on social media or the day in life people. If you look at it, how they go about their life, can enjoy what they do, but you don't have to be envy of them, because each and everybody's life is personal. Everybody's finance is personal. Everybody's mindset is also personal. Choose wisely how you deal with these. Like, for instance, one of the Asian boss, the lady, she was mentioning that she's had a classmate who was a go-getter. She didn't like her somehow, but she envied her that she was selling things and then making some money out of it. I'm thinking in my head, if that's, why don't you do it? If she can do it and you don't like her, why don't you do it? What? I mean, not do exactly like her, but at least do something out of your life to get out of this mindset of, I can't afford it and everything. It's lifestyle changes that help you move on and be better, because we only have one life. The idea from her to have a side hustle, even for me, I have 4 side hustles. You do not need to do all 4. You just do add on with one and then have more money, have the basic of doing budgeting, have the basic of doing savings, and then eventually doing investments. Because these 3, especially the budgeting part, the reason why, number 1, you are feeling down is because you don't know where to find money, I guess. And even if you have money, you don't know where it's going. I've seen the Asian boss, the video is There are people that are working, but they feel that everything is going to things that are expensive. There are places to buy things to eat that are way cheaper. You don't have to follow the day in life videos or on YouTube or even on TikTok, which I'm not on, but I can tell you it's a cesspool of people showing off everything. I'll be frank with you. So that's why I'm not there. Because the mindset will affect you eventually, even for me as a 40-year-old. So I put it to you that you have to change your mindset. It will take time. It's not an overnight thing that you can do it. The scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset, even for me at this age 40-year-old, it's taking some time and it's a work in progress. So when you have this subset group of kids, the 20-year-old plus year olds, thinking they can't afford it, and then you have this another group that actually made it, before they're 30, they already got $100,000. Yes, you look at it, it's already an inequality there. But don't take it personally. Don't look at it badly. Learn, and then incorporate it in your life, and you will be much better off doing so rather than not doing anything. With that in mind, this video is more so for the 20 plus year old who are feeling hurt by this video and then trying to ride that wave of negative thoughts, which in this channel I can go that path. Quite frankly, can go that path and then talk about everything negative, and then everybody will start jumping on the bandwagon, which I don't like to. That's where maybe I'd like to address this point that for me, I'm a work in progress. For you who are with me, most likely also a work in progress, be your 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, or even 50, 60. This life is only one life, and we can do better if we live it with more happiness. And how to have happiness? Live in the moment. Live in something that you truly believe in. And if you truly believe in, you can make money out of it, go ahead. That's how I did it with my eBay business, with my toys and everything. And then with, my YouTube channel, which I want to tell the story of me, in my youth to now, and then you all have some takeaway about it. And I truly am happy that you guys are following me. So to end this off, mindset change. The mindset change needs to be done. If not, you truly will feel despair and you might not get out of it. So food for thought for that. Take care, everyone. I'll see you around. Bye bye.